hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. We are on, we are on, we're on. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We're super excited to have you on with us on tonight. So come on in as we are ready to get it started. We are super excited to be with you.
Yes.
So come on tonight. It's Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. All righty. Let us know that you're out there. Let us know that you can hear us. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Give us some thumbs up. Give us some thumbs up. Yes. Let us know that you are there. It is Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. We are on live
Yes.
tonight. So come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. We are on and we are live tonight. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Yes. All righty then. Come on in. Let us know that you're out there. It's Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys.
Yeah, here.
Yes. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. I see you coming in. As you're coming in, go ahead and let us know with some hearts, 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 thumbs up. Let us know you're out there. Give us your
Yes.
name. Let us know where you're coming in from. Yes. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Yes. It's getting started in just a
Yeah.
second. You don't want to miss it. Come on in. Come on in. We're super excited. It's Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys.
Yeah.
I know you guys are out there. Hopefully, you can hear us. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It's Thursday night, and it is Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. Yes. Come on in.
Yes.
Hearts and
Right.
thumbs, hearts and thumbs. Hearts, 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 thumbs up, thumbs up. Let us know that you're out there. All righty. Hey, Tawanda.
Yes.
Yes, good to
Right.
see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in as y'all are coming in. Yes, blessings, lady. Good to see
Yeah.
you. Good to see you. Yes. Come on in, everybody. As you're coming in, let us know where you're coming in from. Come on in, everybody. I see you. Hey, Cheryl.
Yes.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Come on, let's come on in, everybody. Let us know that you are out there. We are ready to rock and roll. We are ready to get it started. It's time to have conversation.
Yes.
Yes, it's time to have some good conversation. Yes, we love you. We love you. Love you both. Come on in,
Yes.
everybody. As you're coming in, come on, let us know that you're out there. Give us some hearts, hearts, hearts. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Can you guys hear us good? I hope you can. All righty. We're working on Pastor's phone, trying to get him to get his live so he can see it on his phone. All righty. Come on in, everybody. Come on
Yes. Come
in.
on in. Come on
Yeah,
in.
thank you for sharing, Tawanda.
Yes.
Thank you. Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Yes.
Come on in, everybody. Come on in. I'm excited about tonight. I think it's gonna be really, 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 really good. And I think you're gonna learn a whole lot tonight. I know that I'm gonna learn a whole lot tonight. So it's always a learning process out here. All right, come on.
Yes.
We're learning and we're growing all together. Hey, Dolores, good to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Thank you for coming online. Thank you for letting us know you're out there.
Yes.
All right, we're going to get comfortable now. We're trying to see y'all, trying to see where y'all are, see if you're out there. So come on in, everybody. We're getting started in just a few moments. As you're coming through, if you're passing the page, go ahead and come on in the room. Don't stay on the outside. Come in. We got some good information we're going to talk about on tonight. I know you saw the title. And so we're going to talk about changing, changes. Who changed? You or him? Come on in the room tonight so we can get ready and go. Hey, Denise. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It's Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. Yes. Hey, Yolanda. Good to see you.
Yes.
Glad you're with us on tonight. Yes. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I'm ready and super excited about it. And I think we're going to learn a lot together. Guess what? When we do Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys, we're talking from our experience, but there's so much more to learn. And we know we don't know it all, but we're learning as well. We're growing every day. Ain't that something?
Yeah, as we share with everybody, we're learning as we're sharing.
Absolutely. I learn something every week. I walk away with a new sense of understanding and knowledge about my husband every week. Ain't that funny? I do. But that shows you the sign of growth and that you're continually learning and you haven't arrived. Nobody has absolutely arrived. I don't care how long you've been married. You're still learning something new about your spouse. And if you're single and you're not married, you can learn something new every single day and learn some things about yourself that will help you prepare for marriage. Yes. That part right there. All righty. So we're going to talk about some good things on tonight. I'm super excited. I hope you guys can hear us really good. If you can, just let us know by sending up some hearts, some thumbs up.
Yes.
Let us know that you're out there. We're going to give folks a few more minutes to jump on. We know some people are doing a lot of different things. It's Thursday night. The weather is warm here. I'm not sure if it's warm where you all are, but it's warm here.
Yes.
And so even though we're wearing masks, people might be out doing things, but we're here and we're ready. We're ready to get it started. We're ready to get it started tonight. I hear you, Denise. Denise says she is preparing.
All right.
I heard that. Come on, prepare, Denise. Get ready.
Preparing for the opportunity.
That's right. Yeah. Preparing for that marriage, preparing for that man. You don't know what day. Come on, Yolanda. You don't know where he's coming, who he is. Why? Because you're not looking. You waiting on him to find you. That's right. Self-growth. Yes. I hear you. So you're saying it's warm in New York also. Okay. All right. Cool beans. All right, Pastor. It's about almost 10 minutes after the hour. We want to get started on tonight.
Yeah, you said before we get started, just interesting. You said that the woman is not looking, but the woman is, in other words, looking to be found.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I was waiting to be found.
So now you got to make yourself. This is not a word though. Findable. I just made that up.
Yep, you did. Hey, Karen. Karen is on tonight.
Karen?
Your sister is on.
My sister's on.
Karen is on tonight. It's gonna be real good tonight because Karen is on tonight.
Hey, sis.
All right. Good to see you all. So look tonight. So she says she's dropping in for a minute. So she's just dropping through. Thank you for joining us for those couple of minutes. So tonight we're talking about changes, and we're talking about adapting and how you make changes and adapt in your marriage. Okay.
Yeah, adapting to change in your marriage.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting how I came across this because, I was looking at something called Bride. It's it's a segment or a group called Bride. Where they give you a lot of marital tips. And what I came across, it says 81% of couples or newlywed couples have decided to wait during this pandemic.
Wow.
In other words, they have decided to put off their wedding and not get married because of the pandemic. Because things wasn't normal.
Right. Nothing's been normal.
Nothing has been normal.
Right.
Through this whole ordeal, whole pandemic. And besides the 81%, it says 36% of the couples have actually decided to say I do during this pandemic.
Only 30%.
Only 36%. That's what it said.
Wow. Okay.
And so when I think about that, the 36% what came to my mind was saying, hey, we better do something. This change is happening. We don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
So it's almost like a sense of urgency. Because whether y'all know it or not, there's a new norm. Things are not like it used to be.
Right.
Even our relationships, because there are a lot of places we can't go. There are a lot of things that we can't do that we once were doing. Now, because of the changes that has taken place in our society. And so with that being said, we have to learn to adapt to those changes. And that's what we want to emphasize on tonight. So now, when we're talking about adapting, listen to the definition. It says, to make suitable for a new use or purpose modified.
Wow. Okay. Say
To
that
make,
again.
Adapting is to make suitable
Uh-huh.
for a new use. So in other words,
wow,
what we were doing before,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Come on.
All right. Even God said He's doing a new thing.
Right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Any man be in Christ, he's a new creature.
Uh-huh.
So now it's saying to make suitable for a new use or purpose modified.
Wow. So it sounds like to me that because of where we are right now, and specifically with COVID, we want to talk to you guys with being inside of COVID, that the purpose of marriage hasn't changed, but how you do marriage, because of the closeness that you're creating now, has to be revamped in order for your marriage to be successful, because we're so used to not being in close quarters except for when we come home from work. But now, because you got to be in close quarters with one another, you got to work together. There's some adapting that has to be done in order for you all to be able to interact with each other properly.
Right, because we don't have things at our fingertips like we once had. We don't have the luxury or the freedom.
Okay.
Because of the restriction that has been placed in our society.
You know? And you know, that's so interesting that we got to talk about this, because people get married to be close. We get married to be with each other, but we're having to talk about this on tonight, because there are many who don't want to even be in the same close quarters with their spouse. There are many who don't even want to adjust to being in that space with their spouse, but you got married and you said that you did.
That's right.
So what changed? What is the change? Who changed? You or your spouse? Right. Come on.
And so when we think now, we talked about adapting. Now listen what change said. Changes make difference or alter or modify.
Okay.
Make difference or alter.
Okay.
Or modify. And you know, in life, you got to make changes.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, changes is not good. A lot of people have difficulty making change, difficulty adapting to change.
Right.
And so we get stuck and not able to progress or move forward. And there's something, you know, there's some things in life has to change.
Absolutely.
It cannot remain the same.
And you know what? That's so true, Pastor, because if you think about it, there's a lot of things that we, as couples, if you be honest, have been doing in our relationships that needed to change, that weren't beneficial for the relationship. There were a lot of things that we weren't doing for one another that needed to change for us to start doing for one another, in order for the marriage or the relationship to be successful, and for there to be happiness and good and happiness in the relationship. So there's some things that I believe that we're having to come into understanding that what we were doing was not working. And so we're coming now to a place of having to make some changes for the betterment of the relationship. So the question I have is, are you willing to make the changes? Right. Are you willing to make the adjustments? Are you willing to go into the chiropractor's office, come on, in your marriage, and let them adjust you and shake up some things as it relates to you personally? Because when you get worked on, it works on the marriage overall. That's right. Because now remember, when we were at the altar, what was the first thing we said as it pertains to our vows? Come on. We said for better or for worse. Yeah. And when you think about that, that requires change. It requires change. Which means everything is not going to go the way you hope for it to go. And so when we're talking about for better or for worse, we're saying you stick together in the good, in the bad. Come on. When you're happy. Come on. When you sad. Come on. And can I stop right there? I'm adding some stuff, but I'm making a point here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, you stick together
In the good times,
Yes.
in the bad times,
Yes.
when you're happy, when you're sad, when you glad, when you get mad. You know, I gotta add some flavor to it.
This true. That's true.
But that's it. That's for better or for worse.
Yeah. And you know what the bottom line is, Pastor? And we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, and we get ready to come out with a t-shirt with it. But a lot of people don't want to live out their vows. You know, that's the bottom line. People don't want to live out their vows.
Only when it's convenient. Huh?
Right. They want to live out the convenient part of their vows and not the vow that they took that means the hard times. Mm-hmm. We said for better or for worse. It's going to sometimes be worse before it gets better.
That's right.
But we got to learn how to live out the vow so that you can get to the better.
Right. And sometimes it might start out worse.
Yes. Come on now. Talk about it. Come on.
Ain't that interesting? It could start out worse.
And that's the thing that gets people, because people don't expect it to start out bad.
Right.
Huh? Because sometimes we feel like because we're believers, because we're Christians, everything's going to be wonderful. We're going to have the milk and honey flowing and money coming out. The wines are coming. Everything's going to be wonderful. But oftentimes, it doesn't start that way. Mm-mm. It doesn't start with all of that. You got to work through the process to get to those areas.
Right.
Come on now.
And so what I did, I wrote something down that came to my mind. You know, and if you ask me, this wasn't me. I believe this was the Holy Spirit, because God has a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, listen what I wrote down. It says, my obligation. Okay, so in other words, we're talking about adapting to change in our marriage.
Come on.
So no desperation or separation. It's just my obligation. No, I'm sorry. No desperation or separation is my obligation. Just cooperation to meet our destination.
Wow. Say that again and say it, Pastor.
I'm going to say it slow. No desperation.
No desperation.
Or separation. Mm-hmm. My obligation is just cooperation to meet our destination.
Okay. So break that down for us, Pastor.
So in other words, when change happens, we can't get desperate.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
Like we want to run. Mm-hmm. Like we want to lose our mind.
Come on.
That can cause us to want to separate.
Right.
But we have an obligation.
Right.
And we must cooperate with one another.
Right. Mm-hmm. And cooperate with the assignment.
Right.
Okay, because we've already established that on this line, that every marriage has an assignment connected to it. Your marriage is on assignment. I don't care how bad it looks. I don't care how it don't look favorable. I don't care what he may be doing. I don't care what she may be doing. Your marriage is on assignment. There's an assignment for your marriage. And so you got to do some things for that assignment to be fulfilled.
Right. And so, in other words, we ought to telling each other, hey, I need you to cooperate with me.
Right.
Because we got a destination that we have to reach.
Right.
Because the Bible says that we are joint heirs together in the grace of life.
Yes. Come on. That's good. That's good. So no desperation, meaning there should not be a desperate part of you that's saying, I got to get my agenda, get my will, get my way. So because I don't get my way, I will run for the hills because I'm desperate for I'm desperate for what I want.
Right.
I'm striving for what I want. We can't be that. See, in marriage, it's not about fighting against one another. It's about being one with one another.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing that we as couples are missing. It's about walking as one. We are individuals because we are made up individually. But we're one when we stand at the altar and we say, I do.
That's right. Remember, the Bible says the two shall become one.
Yes.
So in other words, we don't start out in oneness.
Oh, God, come on, talk about that, please.
We work towards oneness.
Come on.
And so, because a lot of us get confused because we cannot handle the differences.
See what we think, Pastor. I think what it is, Pastor, think about it. When we stand at the altar, we done pay for all this beautiful wedding. I know people that have spent $20,000, $30,000 on a beautiful wedding. They look beautiful, handsome, and gorgeous. We pay all that money for the wedding. We stand at the altar and we say vows that we know we're not gonna do. Come on, because if you be real, some of us have backed off of our vows. We gotta live those vows out. But we say vows, and because we consummate the marriage, come on, because we have a consummation process, we feel like we won. But like you said, oneness doesn't start. Oneness begins, the spiritual oneness begins at the altar, but oneness begins when you begin to walk out your vows every single day. And it's not about you, it's a selfless walk with your spouse. You selflessly walk this thing out. When I hold my husband's hand, I am giving him the liberty to lead me where we need to go. Whether I know where we're going or understand why we're gonna get there, but I'm giving him that responsibility, and I'm submitting to his leadership so he can do that. Okay, all right. So that's a whole nother issue. I told you I'm gonna have a women's class. I just ain't got my date yet. I'm working on some dates. I got some conflicts, but I'm gonna have a class just for women and a master class for wives and for single women to talk about things just like this. How do I submit when I don't want to submit? Okay, yeah, that right there, that part. Write that down. Talk about it.
All right.
We're gonna talk about it because some of us don't want to submit. Some of us don't want to submit to the headship we've been given. Okay, the one you said I do to. Yeah, that one. That part. Stay with me. Don't leave now. Come on, stay on in here. It's getting ready to get real good. Y'all better stay close. Come on.
All right. So now we're talking about adapting to change in our marriage. Because as we mentioned earlier, and let me say this now. As you know, we celebrate your birthday last Sunday.
Yes, it was my birthday, y'all.
Yes. And what a wonderful time it was. And I learned something as it pertains to what we're talking about tonight.
Yes.
Because what I have learned as it pertains to your birthday was I had given you a particular gift that you did not expect.
Right.
Right. And so in doing so, prior to that, what had came to my mind that I did not want to wait till you reached a particular age. Which would have been appropriate.
Right.
But in my mind, that wasn't guaranteed.
Okay, gotcha.
So I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity that was at hand.
Okay, I hear you. Y'all better give Pastor some hearts and some thumbs up for that right there. Go ahead.
So I was willing to make the adjustment, or I was willing to do something that was different.
Okay.
I was willing to make a change. I want to do something that was out of the norm.
Come on, that's good. That's good.
As it pertains to our relationship. Because I wanted to seize the moment.
Wow. Okay.
Because I didn't know, what was going to happen. Like the Bible says, tomorrow's not promised.
Tomorrow's not promised.
Because we can't say we would do this or we would do that. That's in the book of James. But the Bible said, if the Lord will, we shall do this and we shall do that.
That's right.
And so in my mind, I said, well, this opportunity to celebrate you, I want to take advantage of it.
Well, I'm glad he did, y'all. It was a wonderful gift.
But now I got my work cut out for next year.
Oh, yes, he does. Don't do that. Listen. Come on, women, give us some hearts. Yes. And he did good. It was a wonderful gift. Absolutely wonderful gift. I'll show y'all at the end. If y'all hang around.
But the reason being, I sensed the urgency. I didn't want to wait, like I said before. So I wanted to, to make a change, do something different than what I've done before.
Come on, that's good.
And so I was willing to make a change. And so that's what we're talking about tonight.
And so here's the thing. Let me say what I get from that. The fact that he was willing to make a change and he was willing to seize the moment says to me that his love for me, his love for me pushed him, or was the driver behind his decision to make the change and make it quickly. All right. So here's the word. So when we love the person, right? I didn't say you feel loving. Come on, because feeling loving and loving are two different things. But when you love the person, you will make the necessary changes for the betterment of the relationship because you love them. And your love is committed to the good of the relationship. That's okay, good. So let's talk about that. That's right good. There. Right? That's the part. Right? Change is difficult when our love is questionable. Oh. Y'all need to put that in the comments. That's good. Say that again. Put that in the comments. Now, because if it's difficult, that means something has to come out of us. Come on. Right. That we're not used to. Come on. Put that in the comments. And so what happens when we're not used to it, it can cause us to be reluctant. Right. And so the Bible said, don't withhold good, to those, when it's in the power of your hand to do so. Yes. Come on. Come on. So change is hard when your love is questionable. We don't want to make changes in the relationship when our love is questionable as it relates to our spouse. Come on, you know those people you don't make change, you don't make no changes, but you said out your mouth, I'm not changing, I ain't doing nothing different, I ain't doing this, I'm not doing that. Why? Because your love is not there. But when your love is there, your level of commitment, I didn't say your feelings, because let me say something to my young couples who are out there. Your feelings are going to change. Your feeling, the way you feel today, may not be the way you feel, come on, tomorrow. So you can't live your marriage on your feelings. Feelings are driven by your perception. Yes. They're driven by how you see things. And if you see things a certain way, it drives feelings. That's the reason why you can't live in the feeling realm, because the feeling realm will always reap unfavorable results, because your eyes change what you're looking at every day. What look good today may not look good tomorrow. That's right. Come on, so y'all can't get caught up in living in your feelings. Oh, my feelings was hurt. Oh, my feelings. Oh, my feelings. And men don't say their feelings. Come on. But they act their feelings out by what? Closing down, being quiet, shutting down, don't go home, don't want to come home. Come on, hang out with the fellas longer than they should, and getting caught up in stuff with other people they shouldn't be. Come on now. Because see, our feelings has to do with ourself. Come on here. And guess what? When our feelings has to do with ourselves, guess the person we protect. Come on, ourselves. Absolutely, absolutely. So we got to be careful with that. We got to be careful with how we handle out these feelings. Come on, we can't be, your commitment is what you live by. I love my husband. I'm committed to loving him. I may not feel the love every day, but I'm committed to the love. Because guess what? You can't live in that realm of feelings. Huh? They're going to get hurt. Feelings going to be shut. Feelings get knocked off your show. Come on, feelings is not the realm you live in, especially, come on, as in couples and relationships, friendships, even the more. Come on, because your feelings are going to change. You change. That's everything about you is changing. So you can't stay in those feeling realms. Can't stay. And so now, listen to some of these quotes here. We're still talking about adapting and making changes in our marriage. Listen to this. It said, your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. Come on. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Come on, come on. Your mind is the garden. Come on, that's good. And your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. So really, it's your perception. Yes. It's how perception. It's how you see your marriage. That's right. Do I want my marriage to bloom? That's good. Do I want it to blossom? Do I want it to grow? Am I willing to make the necessary adjustment, the necessary changes so it can continue to grow? That's good, Pastor. Keep on talking about it. That's right. And so perception, why we stay in the wrong perception about things. And so your perception automatically will cause a discord and a breakdown based on how you see it. Because how you see something It's going to be how you start talking about it, and how you talk about it. It's going to be how you're going to be responding, your behavior.
Right, how you feel about it.
Yeah. Your behaviors are going to drive all of that because of your perception. If I perceive you're trying to hurt me, then I'm going to shut down and put my defense mechanism on. If I perceive you are coming for me, come on, men, because she comes and as she says she want to talk to you, do you feel like she's coming for you? You'd retreat to the cave. Come on, I hope my men are still on the line because Pastor Roy is talking good, right? So if your perception is wrong, then many times what'll happen is you will retreat to places and you'll run because you don't want to deal with what's absolutely present.
Because the Bible says we're talking about your perception, your thought. So a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Yes, come on, Pastor.
So that's why we have to be careful in making sure we think on the right thing. Even the Bible says, think on these things.
Yes.
Things that are loving, things that are honest, things of a good report.
Yes. Come on.
As it pertains to our relationship. Now, listen to this next one. It says, sometimes I wonder how you put up with me. All this has to do with change and adapting to change. I'm giving you some quotes here. And it said, then I remember, I put up with you as well. So we're even. In other words, sometimes
that's good.
We wonder, because some of us, may not be the easiest person to live with.
Right. Be honest.
Be honest. Because we all have our ways. We stuck in our ways. We like this done this way, this done that way. But even in the midst of it, our spouses, thank God, are still with us. And so, and I even asked the question, man, she putting up with me, she dealing with me. But on the flip side, your spouse is dealing with you as well.
Right.
In other words, because throughout our marriage, we're going to make some changes. We're going to change.
Yes.
We're not going to look the same.
Come on.
And so we have to adapt to those changes.
That's good.
So in other words, everybody is changing in our relationship. Both spouses are changing. Sometime at the same time, sometime at different times.
That's right.
And so we have to make those necessary adjustments in the change. Going back to the vows, for better or for worse.
Living out those vows. Come on, you got to live the vows. Live out the vows, y'all. Come on, that's important. Because a lot of times what we don't do is we don't walk out those vows. We don't live them out to the fullest. And then we want to run from marriage. Come on, we want to run out of the marriage, but we haven't fully lived out what we said at the altar. There's a lot in what we say.
Yeah.
There's a lot in what you say at the altar. I mean, think about the vow that you made. We say vows because I made a vow, he made a vow. So the vow that we made to one another is what we oftentimes run from.
And see, and what happens is, I believe sometimes during the marital ceremony, it's almost like we say, let's get this over with.
Right. Because the goal.
All right, let's say these vows and let's get them over with.
Right. And we don't
no
take
emphasis.
Yes,
nothing.
We don't take them serious.
We don't take them seriously. Okay, I know it's part of the ceremony. Let's say these things and let's get it over with.
Come on, you talking. That's right. That's right.
And we don't remember those vows anymore after the ceremony.
Right. Because it's evident that you're not living out your vows to the fullest when you hit a problem and you're ready to leave.
Right. You do the opposite than
what you said.
What you said.
Yeah. And a lot of times we forget all of that. That goes right out the window. We don't hear it. We got to remind ourselves, what do we say? I remember my husband and I on several occasions. We have stopped, we have taken communion, and we pull them vows out and said them again to each other. Why? Because we needed to remind ourselves what we said. And what we stood upon, because that's what God's gonna bless you on.
Yes.
God's gonna bless you on the vow that you made. Oh, wow.
That's good.
God's gonna bless you on the vow that you made, that you live out, and that you keep.
Right.
Come on. He is looking at the fact you made a vow, and so He's gonna bless you on the basis of keeping the vow.
Right. And so, and with that being said, just like we remind Him or bring him in remembrance of what he said.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to bring us to remember what we said.
Absolutely.
Why? Because, we said it before witnesses and God.
That's right. And he took a record of what you said to your spouse at the altar before those witnesses who was all looking. Come on now. We get dressed up and get pretty, but we forget that that's not the important part. The important part is what I'm getting ready to say out my mouth.
That's right.
To you for the remainder of my life.
And so when you think about that, have you held yourself accountable to what you see?
Come on, that's good. That's good.
And that's what we need to do. We need to help hold our own selves accountable to what we say.
And not hold our spouse accountable. Come on. I can't hold him accountable to what he says. I can hold him accountable to doing what he knows is right towards me. But he got to hold his own self accountable.
Right.
He's got to be responsible for what he said. Right? You said it. I didn't.
That's good. You said it. I didn't.
You said that. I didn't say it.
And so now we have to remember what we said.
So that's why it takes time. And so some of you spouses, come on, some of you out here, you and your spouse need to take a time. We're still in quarantine. Yeah, I know the states are opening up. We know it's all kind of stuff happening, but you are at home. Many of you are working from home. Come on, if you're at home, you ought to take some time to open up find some vows and just restate them to each other again. Communicate. I meant what I said, and I'm fully aware of what I said, and I'm going to do what I said towards you.
That's right.
I know it. I know that don't sound good, do it? But some of you all need to do that. I know some I know some young couples on here right now who need to do that because you have broken the vows by running and leaving. Come on, coming back and forth, fussing and fighting with each other. You have broken parts or you've damaged part of your vow by running. Come back. Come back to that vow. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Come on, y'all.
That's all part of making, adapting, making the change necessary. Yep. All right, listen to another one. It says every time you talked about, anger, every time you get upset, ask yourself, this is a deep one. If you die tomorrow, would it still be worth being upset over?
Now that's what, Pastor. That's a serious one right there.
That's a serious one.
That's a serious one. Yeah, because I see couples in counseling quite a bit. And one of the things I always say to couples is if what you are so angry about, if it's worth it, if one of you all didn't wake up in the morning, would you be okay looking over into that casket, knowing that you were angry with your spouse on your last interaction? Okay, y'all think about that. Pin that right there. That's what I live by. I don't want to wake up in the morning and he not breathing and I'm looking over there saying, oh my God, he gone. And I got to deal with something I had in my heart towards him that I can't never say I'm sorry about or apologize for again. Come on, that's why the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. That's what the Bible says, that we, he tells us to get it right, leave it at the altar, go get it right. That's why he says that, because he wants us to get things right, to live in harmony with one another.
That's right. Yeah, situations are going to come up. We're not saying they're not going to come up.
Right.
That's a part of life.
Yes.
But we got to make the adjustment as they come up.
Right.
We have to do the right thing as they come up.
Right. And why is it that we will go take our cars to the to maintenance? Come on, we take our cars in for maintenance, don't we? You know why?
We want to keep them running.
And because we value them.
Right.
We put value upon them, so we take them to the right.
Yeah.
Why do we go to the doctor's office? Because we value living.
Being healthy.
Come on, because if you didn't, you wouldn't go to the doctor's office. Come on now. You value living, so you go get your physical. Come on, you do certain things because you value life. Right? When we don't do checkups on our relationships, we don't do checkups as it relates to maybe having a confident couple that you can sit and talk with, or coming on sessions like this with us or other couples. It's because we don't value the sanctity of the relationship, right? And we don't see the value in the person to do better.
Right. And then with that being said, this came to my mind.
Come on.
It's like an automobile. Now, you have a disagreement with your spouse.
Come on.
And you don't settle that disagreement You walk around them not speaking. You know how some of us do.
Yeah.
Quiet. Don't say anything.
Come on.
What's wrong with you? Nothing. Oh yeah, you can see it over your face. You don't say anything. You quiet. You shut down. You don't want to talk to them.
Come on.
And it's like a car having an oil leak.
Wow. Hope the men heard that.
It's like a car having an oil leak. And
Come
we
on.
know what happens when that oil keeps leaking.
Yes.
That engine is gonna stop.
Yes. Come on. Come on.
And that's just like your marriage.
Yes.
You keep letting it lean on. You don't say anything.
Come on.
You don't want to talk. You shut them out.
Yes.
It's like an oil leak. It's gonna keep leaking and keep leaking.
Come on.
And all of a sudden, you won't be able to run. You won't be able to function.
Wow. That's good, Pastor. That's good. And that's so true because we don't pay attention. So who's changing? Who changed? Me or you? Did you change? Because that's what we always say. Well, you changed. You're not who you were. You're not the same person no more. Well, literally, I am the same person. I've just seen things from a different perspective, and I need to reevaluate my perspective and get back into place. Come on, we got to get back into doing things the right way. Come on, so we can live right in this marriage. This is good stuff. Y'all better stay on.
And so, the thing is, nothing is wrong with change, as long as we change for the better.
Yes. Change is good.
Change is good.
I'm going to tell you something.
Change is necessary.
Listen, we all upset about the pandemic. But I'm going to tell you something. I believe that this pandemic, I believe that all this we've seen to send us home to reestablish relationship is good for us.
Right.
Because many of us was running on just part-time relationship. Part-time talking.
Part-time lover. Huh?
Part-time lovers. Come on. Part-time. I'm partly here. I'm partly at work. When I come home, I just got a few hours to talk to you, do what we do, get a little ministry in, and we go back to do what we're doing. But we didn't have time to really invest in our relationships. And I believe that this whole thing was an opportunity for us to go home. Come on, people didn't like to go home. You got couples that will run from going home, but you had to go home and be in the house, in the space with your spouse and learn how to make adjustments.
Right.
I believe this was good. I know it's been good for us. We've had a fantastic time. I've enjoyed being at home and being at home with my husband.
So it's what you make out of it, huh?
Right.
What you make out of it.
Come on, that's
okay,
good.
now, let's look at a couple more. Listen to what it says here. And we just talked about that. You don't marry one person, you marry three. What do you mean? The person you think they are.
Oh, wow.
The person they are, and the person that they're going to become.
Wow. Now that's something right there.
So now, which means your spouse is ever changing. And what happens is we get stuck because we cannot adjust to the change.
Right.
We get frustrated with the change.
Right. Say that again, Pastor. We married the person we think they are.
Right. You don't marry one person because we say, man, this is not who I thought you were.
Come
on. And what we do, we get stuck right there.
Wow, that's good.
We get stuck and we want to run. Instead of sticking around, like we said, for better or for worse, through the good times, the bad times, to find out what they're going to become.
Right. We don't give them a chance.
We don't give them a chance.
Yeah, and just think about that. And I like Bishop used to say it all the time. You know, when you stand at the altar, the person in your head and the person in your bed are not the same. And that's where the conflict comes a lot of times, because the person in our head who we think that they are and the person that they are in our bed are two different people, because we had a perception about who they were going to be for us.
Right.
Not who we were going to be for each other.
Oh, that's good.
Come
yes.
on. We singleize that. We put a singular connotation on that. You're going to do these things for me. And if you do these things for me, then I'm going to be happy. Now, I don't know about what you're going to do, but as long as you do this for me, I'm going to be good. Right. So the person that we think that they are, and that's why you got to spend some time in getting to know the person that you're considering married. Can I talk to my single ladies for a minute? Get to know the person that you're considering marrying. Don't make hasty decisions to jump in a relationship, come on, or jump in a marriage because you are desperate, because you want to be married and you're hungry for the marriage. It's like going into the grocery store hungry. You're going to buy more than you need because your hunger is driving what you're doing. So single ladies, you can't go hungry in a relationship. You gotta get to know the person, talk to them. And that's why I always say to my single ladies, if you let him touch you more than he's talking, he's never going to talk to you. But if you make him talk to you, or at least encourage him to talk to you more than he's touching you, I promise you, you'll build a foundation at least some form of communication. There's too many young couples that say, well, we don't know how to talk to each other. We don't have communication. Well, you didn't start off talking. You did way too much touching. And so the touch is his communication with you.
That's right. And you say, well, I don't really know him.
But the only way he knows you is by touching you. Yes. Because that's what you let him do. Come on, y'all. I'm talking to my single ladies because I want to help you. I want to help you to make good decisions so that the person you stand at the altar with, then you think he's a certain way, you won't get in your marriage and say, oh, I'm confused. What happened? Who is that person? It's the same person you stood at the altar with. You just had a different perception of who they were because you didn't do enough investigation or talking or getting to know them. So
in other words, you gotta have stipulations.
Come on.
Before you get in it.
Come on. You gotta have some standards about yourself before you get in it. Come on, standards about yourself.
You said the key word, investigation.
Yes. Yes. And remember, Pastor said this part here. He said they are becoming. Guess what? Your spouse has not evolved in who they're becoming. Right. Who I was when I first got married to my husband is not who I am today. You can ask him.
She's telling the truth.
And who he is today is not who he was when we got married. Huh? But if we had left the marriage in the first 10 years, we wouldn't have got to see this development.
Right.
18 years later. Come on.
And look what you said. See, that's the thing.
Come on.
Patience. The Bible said love is patient.
It's patient.
Huh?
Come on. Love is patient. It is kind. What else? It is long suffering. Come on. We don't suffer long with each other. We don't give our spouses the space to make mistakes.
Or the grace.
That's right, Pastor. The grace to make mistakes. We beat them over the head because guess what? You ain't supposed to make no mistakes. And women, we do that really hard because we don't think that men are supposed to have feelings and feel a certain way because of the way we talk. Now, that's not giving a pass for behaviors that they know better than to be doing. But we're saying there's still some things that we as women have to be careful that we're not doing. Come on, that's pushing them to the cave.
That's right. Because the Bible says that it's better for a man to be on the rooftop.
Right. Now
than be with an angry woman or a complaining woman.
Absolutely. Now I want my women out there, I want my sisters out there to consider something. Guess what? You gotta look at how you talking. Huh? How you talking? Remember this. He's your husband, not your child. All right, I want y'all to get my book. I'm gonna bring my book out every time I get to this spot. I gotta give it. My book, Delilah's Bed, 6 Secrets to a Man's Heart. You looking at the results of this book. Get this book. Go to Amazon. Get the book. 6 Secrets, Delilah's Bed, 6 Secrets to a Man's Heart. It's our testimony. But there's secrets in there that if you apply them, all of them may not work for you, but at least one may work for you. If you apply it and you do it, you stick to it, it will bring you results.
Right. And all we're talking about are the changes in adapting in relationship. And guess what? We're constantly doing that.
You gotta adapt.
You got to.
You have to make changes.
Right.
You have to go in and have adjustments made to your medications. If you're on medication, I'll pray to God. Some of y'all not on medication. If you are, we're gonna believe God if you come off the medications. Divine healing Amen.
Yes.
But you got to go in, right? You got to go back to the book. Go back to the maker. Go back to the creator. When we got stuff going on in our relationship, I go to God and say, God, I don't know what's going on, but you do. Help him. Do what he needs you to do to meet the needs that he has that I can't meet. And the needs I can meet, help me to meet them to my fullest capacity.
Mm-hmm. And that's good, because think about it. The older we get, we change.
Yes.
Our bodies change.
Come on.
Huh?
Come on.
And so that we have to make those adjustments. We
Yes.
have to adapt as we're changing, as we're growing.
Yes. Come on. And as you grow, you want different things.
Yeah.
As you grow and you get older, things become different for you.
What you once, wanted, you don't want anymore.
Yes. Come on. And so you have to make the changes with how you're growing and becoming. If you're young, come on, if you're 25, 30 years old, what you want at 25 and 30 is not going to be the same that you're going to want when you get to be 40, 50. I promise you. Trust me on that.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So you got to be willing to make adjustments and changes. Who changed? Come on, ask yourself in the relationship, who changed? Look at yourself and say, I think I might have made some changes. And I need to make some good changes to benefit this relationship.
Right. Your love shouldn't change.
Yes, come on. Love should never change.
Mm-hmm. Even though, we will change, but your love shouldn't change.
Right. Because your love is your commitment, not your feelings. Again, we're not talking about love feeling. We're talking about love commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And your love commitment should never change. Your feelings will absolutely change. But your love, your commitment should stay the same.
That's right. Look, a couple more. It says here, explain your anger. Don't express it. And you will immediately open the door to solutions instead of arguments.
Oh, wow.
Explain your anger.
So why are you upset?
In other words, don't express your anger. But what we do most times, we express it. I got to give you a piece of my mind. I got to let you know how I feel. Instead of explaining it. So if I explain, that's like a soft answer.
Yes. Can I give you some tips? Can we give y'all some tips?
That's going to turn away wrath.
Yes. Listen to this. Listen to this. When we've had difficulties and breakdowns, if it's something I know is important that I need to share with my husband, I always say to him, honey, let me share something with you from my heart. I always say that because I don't want him to feel like I'm getting ready to come for him, because I did that. I got caught up in telling him, oh, I need to talk to you with an attitude on my neck. Come on, y'all. Wives, listen to me. I know y'all doing it because I did it.
And you think I'm going to listen?
Come on.
No.
I need to talk to you.
Versa.
Yeah, lips changing. Come on, head spinning.
And I'm like, no, you ain't going to talk to me like that.
Right? So I had to make some changes in how I talked to him concerning things that were bothersome, that I was upset about, that I was angry about, that I might have got offended about. Come on, your husband, your spouse can offend you. And that's the thing we don't think. Your spouse can offend you. And when they offend you, offense is just like with any other relationship. It absolutely severs the relationship. It shuts the relationship down. Come on. It takes emotionally, it sabotages you. Women.
It puts a hold on the relationship.
It puts a hold on the relationship. It actually drives a wedge in between the relationship.
Now, with that being said, how do you make the adjustment?
Come on.
How do you adapt to that?
Come on.
Because that's part of the better or for worse.
That's right. Come on.
All
and
right.
You made a good point, Martina. Good to see you. Glad you're on, sweetheart. She made a good point. She said sometimes people shut down and don't hear you when you start yelling. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. They don't want to hear you yelling at them. First of all, you not their mama or their daddy. Come on.
That's right.
And so if that's not what they're used to, that yelling is not going to get their attention.
Because I always say this. Why are you yelling at me? I'm not yelling at you.
Exactly.
So that don't give you a right to yell at me.
Exactly. So here's the thing. We give everybody else respect,
Yes.
but we don't give our spouse the ultimate respect. You wouldn't yell, come on, at your supervisor on your job. Because you
might be upset with
right. And you can get mad, boy, you get so mad, but you are not going to speak to your supervisor unless you know that's the day you're going to go ahead and walk out the door. Mm-hmm. But guess what? You shouldn't be doing that. But you give respect. That's so right. You got to be careful. Martina, that was almost powerful. That is. It's absolutely powerful because you do shut people down. You shut your spouse down. You shut your husband down. You shut your wife down when you start yelling. Nobody wants to be yelled at. What turns on the quickest way to have an explosion in your house is to start yelling. That's right. That's why this quote says, explain your argument. Mm-hmm. Talk about it. And make sure you know why you angry. Because some of y'all don't know why you're angry. You're just angry. Okay. Now I'm going to leave that one right there. Because some of y'all know the truth is you don't know why you're angry. So in other words, that's misplaced anger. Right. Misplaced anger. Come on, Pastor. Yes. Angry, don't even know why I'm angry. Wake up angry. Lunchtime angry. Go to bed angry. Why? I'm just angry. Spouse, and that's not of God. Right. Your spouse can't do nothing, can't say nothing, don't come in the house, act no way. You just angry. You need to go and deal with that for yourself. That's personal. That's right. And I always say to my husband, when I got something going on, I always assure him and make sure he knows it's not personal to you. I'm going through something. Let me just deal with me for a minute, and then I'm going to share with you what's going on if it's necessary. Most of the time, it's just me. And I just need to take it to my own prayer closet and deal with it, me and God, to get me fixed. Okay. Y'all quiet. Come on. Where my heart's at. Don't leave me now. All right. We got two more. We'll be almost done. We're going to let you go. Two more. All right. Now, listen to this one. That's right, Donna. Speak with love in your mouth. Yes. Marriages last because two people make a choice to keep it. To fight for it and to work for it. Come on. That's the adjustment. Come on. Huh? Two people make a choice to keep it. Right. Even though we go through some difficulties, even though everything's not going to be like roses, we still going to keep it. Yes. And as we keeping it, we're going to fight for it. Right. Because it's worth it. Is it worth fighting for? Yes. In other words, are they worth fighting for? Yes. And then ultimately, we're going to work for it. Right. Which means it just doesn't happen. Right. Is it worth fighting for? Is your marriage worth fighting for? Is your spouse worth fighting for? Do you really love and are you committed to loving that person? Come on. And fighting for the love you have for them. That's why it said, the Bible said, love bears all things. Yes. Love hopes all things. Love endures all things. And so to bear all things means I'm okay with some things being heavy on me for a while until, wait a minute, we come to a place of better resolve. So right. I can bear this. I can have the weight on me a little heavy until we get to a resolve. Bear one another's burdens. Huh? Come on. But we don't want the heavy weight. We don't want to carry the book bag. Come on. We don't want to carry it until we come to a resolve. You got to get to the resolve. Huh? That's why you're different. Y'all, we're different. We think different. We talk differently. We process differently. And guess what? That is good. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. I don't want two of me. No. Come on, we don't want two of it. Listen, because if it was two of me, I promise you, this would be a mess. Yes. Come on, let's be honest. And that's what I think it is. You know, if you think about it, Pastor, if you add this piece in there, honesty is so important. Yeah. Honesty, being honest with yourself about your stuff, not they stuff. I know that wasn't proper English. I got a doctorate. I know better. So if you're honest about your stuff,
you won't worry about your spouse stuff.
Right. Because you'll be so busy fixing you.
Mm-hmm. God, fix me, help me.
Yes.
Huh?
Come on. That's what I had to do. That's how I wrote this book. When I wrote this book, Delilah's Bed, 6 Secrets to a Man's Heart, God put me in the mirror and he started examining me and caused me to start working on me. I had to be honest with me. Come on, somebody. I had to be honest.
And that's what the Bible says, that we forget what we look like.
Come on. Guess what? We got to be honest with where we are.
Yeah.
Honest with the fact you got to make some changes in the relationship. Honest with the fact that I can't have it my way. Mm-hmm. This ain't about just me. This is about us.
Right. And be honest that, you might be having some difficulty making the adjustments or adapting to the change.
And be okay with that. Huh? Don't be prideful. You got to learn how to live out your vows. Come on. Boy. I'm telling you, I'm going to go over that again because the t-shirt's coming. Y'all better be ready for it. We're going to put them out there. If you want one, you can get one. It's going to be live out your vows. We got the t-shirts coming. They should be short in a few days. Guess what? You got to learn how to live those vows out.
That's right.
And when you learn how to live them out to the fullest, guess what? Everything that's upon those vows, I just told you a few minutes ago, the blessing is upon the vow. The blessing is upon the vow. And you keep the vow, you get the blessing.
That's right. And it helps you to stay on course.
Wow.
The vows help you to stay on course.
Yes. Stay on course.
Yes.
You can't stay on course if you ain't got a blueprint. And what here's the excuse I hear in my counseling sessions. Well, it ain't no manual for marriage. It's not. You're absolutely right. But there is a Bible if you're saved. Mm-hmm. And if you're not saved, come on. Some of you just don't want to do what the vow you made. Come on. Your vows are your blueprints.
Right. Your vows will hold you.
Oh, well. Okay.
Thank you, Lord. When you don't know what to do, go back to your vows.
Okay, put that in the comments, would y'all? Hey, make sure y'all sharing this. Come on, don't forget. Make sure you're liking and sharing this. You got to share it. Come on, you got to share it. Get it on your timeline. Yes, put that out there. What did you say, Pastor? Say again.
When you don't know what to do, go back to your vows.
Yes. When you don't know what to do, go back to those vows. I promise you. For better, for worse. When it's worse, it's going to get better because I'm standing upon the fact I made a vow for better or for worse. Huh? Sickness and in health. Huh? If he's sick, she's sick, it's going to get better because I'm standing on health. Right. Y'all better come on in here. Listen to me.
And so God is saying that we are to be able to live or adapt to any situation.
Wow.
In our relationship.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. Can I throw this out here? Can I just throw it out here? God honors marriage, saved or unsaved.
That's right. Because he instituted it.
It's an institution created by God, and he honors marriage, saved or not. So the moment you make a vow, there is an irrefutable, unreturnable, irrevocable, blessing assigned and attached to your vow.
That's right.
So you can get blessed. That's why you got couples who've been married, 50, 60 years, who not bit more saved, don't live by the Bible, don't even go to church, but have the best marriages.
That's right.
Been through stuff. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they lived out their vows. Y'all, that's the principle. That's the principle right there. Mm-hmm. Write that in the comments. I'm telling you.
The Bible said, wisdom is the principal thing.
Wow.
That's it. The vows. Now, lastly, in every disagreement in marriage, remember this important truth. My spouse is my partner.
Yes.
Not my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
We will either win together or we will lose together.
Now, that's the truth. Your spouse is not your enemy.
Not your enemy.
This is not my enemy. While I looked at him a long time like the enemy. And when I say looked at him that way, I looked at him like, oh my God, what in the world, Lord? He did the same. Come on. It ain't just me. But when I started saying, we in this together. Mm-hmm. We're going to win together.
That's right.
We're going to go to the end together. Huh? I'm prepared. I'm prepared right now. If the Lord comes back tomorrow, no, better yet, if some things happen in and I ain't going to be here during tribulation. I'm getting out here before tribulation. But if there's some things that go down, come on, and we got to get up out of here, I'm going to look for him when I get to heaven.
And it's interesting you said it, because I was thinking about something similar to that, a couple of days ago. And I said, Lord, I want us to go up together at the same time.
Yes.
That we go up together.
Together. Because I'm going to look for him. I know he won't be my husband in heaven, but I'm going to look for him. That's how good the relationship is now.
And it's going to get better.
I'm just telling y'all, live out your vows. Come on, young couples.
She ain't seen nothing yet.
Y'all, I told y'all if you hung on to the end, my birthday was real good. I don't know if y'all can see it kind of glistening from the hand, but it's on my hand. Yeah. My husband was real good to me for my birthday. But he's good to me every day. Right? So what are we saying to you guys tonight? Live out your vows. Don't throw in the towel. Don't leave. Don't leave in your mind. Young ladies, young wives, don't depart in your mind. I talked about that last week. So if you missed that, go back to the video from last week and listen to that part. Don't leave in your mind. Because if you leave in your mind, your body's not far behind. Okay? If you leave in your mind, your body's not far behind. You end up walking out the door in your body and then saying, what happened? So don't leave. Stay. Stick and stay. Work through it. Now, we're not talking about if there's abuse. We're not talking about if there's abandonment. Come on, we're not talking about those factors. We're talking about two human beings, two people who are in the relationship. Nobody's committed adultery. Come on. And nobody is hitting on you. You just having arguments. Live out those vows. You can do it. You're looking at a couple. We're married 28 years. You're looking at a couple who's learning to continue to live out our vows.
That's right.
We wasn't doing it in the beginning, but we're doing it now. And you can do it too.
That's right.
Remember, your spouse is not your enemy.
They're your partner.
They're your partner. They're going to work with this thing together. Y'all don't leave. Stay on here. Give me them hearts. Let me see them.
We're just trying to encourage you.
Just trying to bless you.
Yes, all.
Trying to help you. Hopefully, we've said something tonight that will help you to make the changes, to make the necessary adaptations, or be adaptable in your relationship for the good of the overall marriage. We know you want joy and peace and happiness and love and flowing and all that kind of stuff. You can have all of that, but you got to work at what you want. And if you don't work at it, you can't obtain it.
That's right.
Y'all good? All right. Now
we love you.
Listen, we want you to share. If you have not shared this, please share this. Come on. Get it on your timeline. Please share.
That's right. That's right.
We need you to like and share. We need you to like, and share. Get this on your timeline. We appreciate you guys being with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yes, for another Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. Wow, we've been doing this for almost 8 months now. And we are so excited that you have stuck with us. You've been by, you stopped by. Some of you guys view after the fact, but we're super excited you joined on with us again for Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. We'll be back again on next week. Same time, same place, talking about marriage and helping you to have a better relationship with your spouse. Guess what? You don't have to have a bad marriage or get into a bad relationship. If you're single, wanting to be married, we give things to help you prepare for marriage. So guess what? Come on back by here next week, same time, 8 o'clock. We'll be here for Let's Talk Marriage with the Manleys. Thank you guys. Take care.